On tonight's special edition of Newswatch 18, a wedding proposal rocks campus.
And the bewitching hour has finally arrived. We'll have all the details on Halloween in Ames.
And I'll fill you in on where we stand in sports this week.
And I'll let you know just what to expect for the rest of your Halloween night. Stay tuned. This is Newswatch 18.
Watch 18.
Feeling bad.
Newswatch 18 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 18. I'm Maria Lisignoli.
And I'm Molly Gheer. Thanks for joining us on this All Hallows Eve.
What could be scarier than cellulite? Researchers have found that family and budget can have a huge effect on eating habits. This study, published in the Southern Economic Journal, stated that parents, and more specifically mothers, who ate more fruits and vegetables typically encouraged their children to do the same. They also discovered that if fruits and vegetables cost more than other foods, parents were less likely to spend the extra money for the healthier options. This study hopes to get better implemented policies to bring the cost of healthy foods like fruits and vegetables down and to encourage parents to eat healthier so that their children can reap the same benefits.
Goofy costumes are a given today, but a marriage proposal is a definite game changer. Tim Moorer, a graduate of Iowa State, decided to take his girlfriend's love of Doctor Who and make a very special Halloween proposal. Tim and his friends built an elaborate prop and dressed as characters from the show to make the proposal as realistic as possible.
Proposed to his girlfriend, Ashley Haynes, who was in the English department as a graduate student, and she was a huge Doctor Who fan. So Tim came over to us and said that he wanted to build a TARDIS, and we had to figure out what a TARDIS was. But once we learned, we built this together, and she said yes, that's an important part of the story. And now we've been going around campus and finding all the Doctor Who fans. They're the people who see this and their eyes light up. And the other people just look quizzically, wondering why there's a porta potty being wheeled around campus. So if you look over here, we've got several doctors in their authentic costumes and their sonic screwdrivers. And so it's been an exciting day.
Congratulations to Tim and his new fiancée. We hope your Halloween is more romantic than Hocus Pocus.
3D isn't just for movie theaters anymore. Iowa State doctoral student Nick Karpinski has created a one-of-a-kind 3D teleconferencing computer that allows you to communicate with someone and see his or her face in 3D. To make it work, Karpinski had to solve 3 technical problems: capturing the 3D images, transmitting the images, and displaying the images. Karpinski and his team expect the technology for testing this on smartphones is not far away. One researcher predicts that by 2020, we'll be talking to a bunch of holograms.
Searching for a frightful night of haunting Halloween tales? The Ghost Stories of Iowa State should prove to be a great time. The event is replacing Haunted Iowa State, the tour that has been held for the past 7 years. Ghost Stories is said to be a more educational way for students and the community to learn about the historic as well as more recent ghost sightings and paranormal activity here on the Cyclone campus. Those in attendance will be given the chance to tell their own ghost stories as well as the well-known campus stories, such as the infamous curtain waving in the Farmhouse Museum, said to be the youngest Curtis daughter waiting for her father to leave so she could sneak out. The Ghost Stories of Iowa State began at 7 tonight, but has no specific end time. It is located in 2019 Morrill Hall. Enter if you dare.
Cyclones are racing to Asia. A group of Iowa State students will travel to China in March of 2014 to learn what is behind the claim "Made in China." They are looking at how Target products get from the factory to store shelves to your home. The goal of this case study trip is to help students better understand supply chain logistics. The more students learn about the global economy, the better prepared we are for the future. Global dependence continues to increase exponentially.
Halloween isn't always fun. 2 men rushed to the aid of a woman allegedly being attacked by her boyfriend this afternoon. The victim was pulled out of a pickup and assaulted with a hammer until help arrived. Darren Helmers told the Des Moines Register that he heard the woman's screams from over a mile away and rushed from his construction site to see what was happening. The woman is in a stable condition and has been transported to Iowa Methodist Medical Center, while the attacker is still on the loose. Use caution tonight if you are out for the holiday. Some tricks may be worse than the treats.
And now we have Nate here at the desk with us for sports. Nate, what is the latest in Cyclone sports?
Well, the Cyclones worked hard this week, and I'll have the details after the break. Stay tuned. You're watching Newswatch 18. Welcome back to Newswatch 18. I'm Nate Buscko with your Cyclone Sports. The Cyclones women's soccer team will look to bounce back from a tough 1-0 loss at the hands of the TCU Horned Frogs when they take on Oklahoma State on Saturday in Ames. Iowa State is now 8-2 overall, and they hope to get their 9 seniors a victory in their final regular season game against the Cowboys. The team lost in the 68th minute against TCU last week as their offense just couldn't seem to get anything going. Leading scorers Emily Goldstein and Jennifer Dominguez, both seniors, will try and close out their impressive careers with a W in front of their friends and family on Senior Day. Cyclone football is doing all they can this season, but lately it just has not been enough. Following a first half in which the Iowa State football team pulled to within 28-20 going to the second half, many students and parents in town for family weekend expected to see a barn burner the rest of the way versus Oklahoma State. It seemed that everything that could go wrong for the Cyclones after the break did just that, as the Cowboys sliced and diced up Wally Burnham's defense to a tune of 58 points. Oklahoma State running back Desmond Rowland had a Barry Sanders-like 174 yards rushing in the third quarter. Wideout Quentin Bundris continues to be the main bright spot on an otherwise disappointing offense, as he had 2 of the Cyclones' 4 scores. ISU continues to find themselves in last place in the Big 12, with just 1 victory on the season. They will head to Manhattan this weekend to take on Kansas State. The Iowa State volleyball team survived a major scare from last place Texas Tech to win in 5 sets last night at Hilton Coliseum. The Red Raiders, who dug themselves an early 2-0 hole in sets, only to dig themselves right back out with a furious comeback, seemed destined to get the massive upset when they went ahead 5-4 in the final set. But the Cyclones woke up in a big way, responding with a 7-1 run to put the match away for good. Senior Kristen Hahn, who may well go down as one of the greatest Cyclone athletes ever, teamed with sophomore Janelle Hudson to bring the team back from the dead in the final frame. Hudson became the first Cyclone setter since 2009 with at least 20 digs in a match. The team will head south to take on the Baylor Bears in Waco on Saturday at 7 p.m. In one of this evening's more heartbreaking tales, former Iowa State star and All-American Royce White was released by the Philadelphia 76ers last week. White's latest transgression likely means the end of his NBA aspirations, as he spent the entire 2012-13 season watching from the sidelines from the Houston Rockets. His time with Houston will be best remembered for the months-long dispute between White and the organization over his mental health. White, who was once considered a top 5 talent in the NBA draft, now faces the daunting task of convincing a third NBA team to take a chance on him. I, for one, am hoping he gets that chance. The Cyclone cross-country teams head to Waco this weekend for the Big 12 meet. The men are facing off against a loaded field, as Oklahoma and Texas are both in the top 30, while Oklahoma State is 3rd in the nation. The women are looking for their 3rd consecutive Big 12 title. Sophomore Crystal Nelson and senior Samantha Blusk finished in the top 10 last year. The team is ranked 8th nationally. And that's all I've got for you in Cyclone sports. Corey, what can you tell us about the weather this week?
Well, we do have some rain chances on the way leading into the beginning of homecoming week. I'll have all the details next with your Newswatch 18 forecast. And welcome back to Newswatch 18, everyone. I'm Corey Harguth with a look at your forecast. We had a very cool start to our day, but it turned out to be not bad overall. We'll start off with temperatures across the state, made it up to 55 in Mason City, 46 in Fort Dodge, 56 in Sioux City, and 55 in Council Bluffs. But as far as what's ahead for the next couple of days, we do have a very breezy Friday on tap with a clear weekend and then another chance at some early week rain learning as we move into the beginning of homecoming week next week. As far as local temps across the local area right now, pretty much everyone is in the 40s, and as we move on up to the north, we see much of the same just down in the lower 40s, 41 in Fort Dodge, 43 Iowa Falls, 45 in Ames, and 47 right now in Perry. Zooming out, looking at the rest of the state, 39 Mason City, 41 in Waterloo, 41 in Ottumwa, and 48 degrees in Des Moines here at this hour. The winds are generally out of the north and west, 10 miles per hour in Mason City, 6 in Fort Dodge, same thing in Sioux City, and 7 mile per hour winds currently out of the northwest in Council Bluffs. There are a couple of rain showers that were trying to pop up right around the Fort Dodge area earlier. It looks like they have died out as they've tried to move into central Iowa. So otherwise, we just got the cloud cover right now, and it looks like that's going to stick around partially at least through our Friday, but we should see a little bit of sunshine moving into the end of the week as well. So as far as Futurecast goes, we stay clear across all of Iowa, and that is because of a system of high pressure that's pretty much taken over the entire Midwest, and we'll put this into motion, and at very best we get a little bit of cloud cover, but otherwise moving into the weekend we do start to clear off just a little bit, and that's actually going to be moving into Saturday where we start to clear off before we start getting that chance at some more rain showers moving in to Sunday night into Monday and lingering into the middle of the week. So overnight tonight, partly cloudy, and it's going to be chilly, 35 degrees with winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Rebound back to much what we saw for our Thursday, 55 for tomorrow, with a few clouds and breezy and with winds out of the west-northwest at 10 to 20, gusting up to 30 at times, so definitely going to be breezy out there for our Friday. Our 7-day forecast, there's a 55 for Friday, mostly clear skies, and 52 on Saturday, 55 on Sunday. There's our chances for the rain showers moving into Monday and Tuesday, but we do stay in the middle to lower 50s for highs all the way through at least Tuesday before we start to cool down into the upper to middle 40s for highs. So it looks like we're going to start to cool down as we get into the beginning of homecoming week. But otherwise, don't forget to change those clocks back as you get into Sunday morning. That's all we got for weather. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Corey. Cyclone Greeks helped bring satisfaction to some local kids on Tuesday. Richard Martinez has the story.
Hosted by the Greek Council at Iowa State, Greek Trick or Treat is a community event for neighborhoods in Ames, allowing a safer alternative to traditional trick-or-treating. The Greek Trick or Treat event gathered children of all ages, including toddlers and youth.
Candy in the end, trick-or-treating. I'm a witch.
To older teens, thanks to the assistance of volunteer chapter members.
I'm just volunteering as a face for the Greek community and also my chapter, and I feel like it is a really good way to show the community because I know a lot of professors and their families come. So it's a really good way to have a positive image on what a lot of times doesn't get the best.
Here to have fun, help out the kids involved, and have a good time, I guess. We just want to be really involved in it. Definitely just getting our name out there, and I really love kids. I like to help them out. I'm taking some change classes right now, and I think it's a great way to be involved.
This is Richard Martinez from ISU TV. Now back to the studio.
Some new ideas for my future Halloween costumes. Do you guys have any plans for tonight on Halloween?
I've just got some plans to, stay at home, watch some good old Halloween movies, and just hang out with the roommates. What about you?
Very nice.
I'm hoping to get enough candy that by noon tomorrow I'll be in a chocolate coma.
All right.
Yeah, nothing special, just homework tonight for me. So.
Same. I've got some tests tomorrow, so I think I'll have to make it an early night. But this is all we have for you on tonight's edition of Newswatch 18.
Make sure to join us next Tuesday for more Cyclones news, weather, and sports. Have a happy Halloween, Ames.